people, I've heard some in the media, fans, they've thrown out the name Brandon Ingram in a trade from the Pelicans. Is there any meat on the bone there, or is that a pipe dream for people?
Why do people want Brandon Ingram?
I think it provides something that the Cavs don't have right now, a big wing who can score.
Well, that's true. Um, and definitely offensive creation is an issue.
Hmm.
But like people understand that Ingram really had a rough year last year, right? Um, and that he wants a max contract. And with Donovan on the books and Garland on the books, and I believe it'll eventually be a Mobley on the books, that if you trade for Ingram, you're obviously gonna have to, the trade people are dancing around is Jared Allen for Ingram. Um, well, Ingram makes $16 million more than Jared Allen, so you can't trade them straight up for each other. You're going to have to include another big piece, something like Max Strus. So that's number one. That head up trade doesn't work. Number two, Ingram is not going to want to be at your place unless you're going to give him an extension. And his extension number is the same as Donovan Mitchell. It's
Hmm.
46-ish million. Um, do you want to pay him $46 million starting next season, knowing what the rules are and knowing that you've got these other players? I just think from an asset allocation standpoint, it just doesn't make sense, especially coming off the season he's come off of, where he wasn't great. So I mean, he is a big name. He has been an all-star. He definitely is a scorer. Um, I'm you know I'm not crazy about that player on that contract with that set of demands. Um, he's got a very powerful agent, and I'm not. He's not. You could just say, well, just trade for him and don't extend him. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
So I mean, what does it say that his team is really trying to trade him? I mean, you should be cognizant of that. So
Yeah.
now he could have a great year this year and change it, and but I understand why the attraction is there. I just don't think it's a prudent strategy at this point. Um, I think the Cavs could do, if they're going to move Jared Allen, they could they could maybe find something more interesting that was broken up amongst other players. The thing about it is, Chris, your third salary, you've got to be so careful with your third salary. What I mean by that is your third largest salary now.
Hmm.
If you've got two max players, it's going to be okay. You can still operate your team. But if that third salary is a max and that player isn't a max player, you're screwed. You're screwed. You're screwed. You're screwed. And um, I'm not sure. I'm assuming that Evan Mobley's getting a max. Darius Garland's on a max. Um, Donovan Mitchell's on a max. You can't have a fourth max, especially look, if that was Klay Thompson in his prime, okay, you'll do it. If that was Bradley Beal in his prime, you'll do it. But you don't want Klay Thompson now on a max. How'd that work out last year for the Warriors? You don't want
Right.
Bradley Beal right now on a max. How'd
Right.
that work out last year for the Suns? So I I know I'm going on along here, but
Well,
I just
let me ask this question. So there's the potential for the Cavs to have the three max players. Are all three max players?
right now Darius Garland is not. He
Yeah.
was not playing like a max player at the end of last year, and that's a big concern. The one thing that you've got going for you there is that Garland and Mobley, assuming that Mobley gets the max. I mean, the Cavs may try to negotiate a little bit down from it, but I don't think it'll be successful. I think he's going to want the max. But, um, they're both on the quote unquote fun max, the low
Yeah.
max. You know, Gar, you know, the salary cap is going to probably go up around 30% over the next 3 years. And by that time, Darius Garland's contract, even though it's $40 million, is not going to look so quote unquote bad. Um, so I get it. I understand why people are saying it, but I just think you have to look at the realities of the new rules when you start thinking about having 4 large salaries. I mean, the Cavs are going to have a hard enough time with what they got, even
Yeah.
with Jared Allen. That's why they got to be careful with his contract. But Jared Allen's being under contract for 2 more years at $20 million. That contract, I forgot, was 5 years at a flat 100, has no increases in it. The fact that money is flat is very valuable. So you got to, that's one of the reasons why people want him, is that not only is he, an all-star level center, but he's got a great contract.
Well, Wendy, really good stuff. Appreciate it as